Alright, here I am gonna go over 7.4, the human digestive system. And to do that, I have drawn this badly fitting picture of a man where we will see how digestion works. And I'm gonna go through it quickly. Remember, it's still a very good idea to read the stuff from the book because it goes into more detail. We start the food by going into the mouth, where we have mechanical digestion. This is where the teeth, they chew up the food, and by doing so, mixes it with saliva. The saliva is not only the liquid, it also contains enzymes such as amylase, which will start breaking down starch into shorter chains of sugar. The entire idea about the human digestive system is to break down the food onto small parts. So we want short chain sugars, we want small molecules of fat, and we want our protein broken down to amino acids so they can be absorbed and used by us. To do so, the food has to go through this journey. As the food is being chewed up and mixed with saliva, it then forms into a bolus, which then goes down past the epiglottis, down into the esophagus, it's hard to say, and it passes through a sphincter muscle here and goes into the stomach. In the stomach we have a very low pH, we have a strong acid, and we also have pepsin, which is an enzyme that will help to break down protein. So the food will get mixed around here with the acid, with the enzymes, and it will turn around turns into this like disgusting looking porridge called chyme. How long it will stay there kind of depends on what food it is. Some food is easy to digest, other food takes a long time. When the body is ready to pass it on, there's another sphincter muscle moving here, and the food then moves out to the duodenum. As it does so, pH value is raised. So I need to be a little bit more specific about what happens when our food goes from the stomach into the duodenum. What's important to remember here is that in here we have a low pH, around 2 or lower, because for our low hydrochloric acid, and this makes the enzymes that need to work in the stomach work well, while when we get out to the duodenum we need a higher pH. And two things happen to make this possible. One is, we've got bile running in here through the bile ducts. Now bile in itself do not contain any enzymes, but it do contains chemicals that help digest fat to turn it into small drops, emulsification, and it also contains stuff that will help neutralize the acid, so working as a buffer. Also we got pancreatic juice from pancreas, and it contains hydrogen carbonate, which is a buffer, which will also increase the pH, and it also contains the enzymes amylase, lipase, and trypsin. So what happens is the pH here around 2, but when you get in here and get mixed with the bile and the pancreatic juice, pH will go up. So we'll get a pH that will work well with these enzymes and not with the enzymes we usually find in the stomach. From stuff from the bile duct, from the pancreas, so we here have a higher pH, which means that other enzymes with a different pH optimum starts working now. That is amylase, tryptase, and lipase. In here, the food is getting broken down into smaller and smaller parts, until eventually here in the ileum it gets to the villi and the microvilli. The villi and the microvilli are these small feather-like structures on the inside of the intestine, which gives it a very large surface area. On these microvilli you also have enzymes that help break down the food onto its smallest parts. So we'll end up with amino acids, with monosaccharides, with very small droplets of fat, and they can now be absorbed into the bloodstream. As they get absorbed, we also absorb some water here from the ileum. The rest of the food we couldn't digest, then move past the appendix and into the colon. In the colon, we mainly absorb more water and more salt from the feces, and if you're healthy, the feces will then form into like a almost solid block, which then ends up in the rectum, and when we're ready, the sphincter muscle opens here and whatever we couldn't digest then goes out the anus. So in short words, this is how it goes from being wonderful, wonderful food up here to ending up with the amino acids, the sugar, the fat out the blood, and the rest going out the toilet. Thank you.